Heyo, it's Oopsydasey. I'm Ashley,
And I am Vanessa.
and we are back. Finally.
It's been 84 years.
I don't think it was as I don't know if it was as long as the other break
It
before the last
wasn't,
episode.
but it was like really long. It felt really long because we're doing like a new format for it. But at the same time, I'm like, it's been 8 years.
What do you mean new format?
We're doing it not like every week now.
Okay. Our releasing style is different.
It's a different
Not
format.
the format of the show necessarily.
Yeah. The format is different because I said so.
Okay.
And you should always listen to your elders.
Okay. Anyway, so I actually moved earlier than I thought I would. So yeah, so I'm all settled and everything.
How's that?
Quiet.
Yeah, I feel like you're probably bored all day.
I am. I'm very fortunate to have a job.
Yeah, but like I feel like you're bored.
So basically during the week, I just come home for a couple hours, just do something like, maybe like watch something on TV, then I go to bed.
That sounds lame.
That's how my life was anyway. But during the weekend, it was basically just me and my sister was over, but she had to finish a paper, so we really couldn't do anything.
Oh,
And I was
Megan Strong
literally,
Girl.
yeah, and I was, and I was literally just like sitting here, sitting here, sitting here, and I was like itching to like do something, and I'm just like ah. So yeah, it gets a little boring,
I
but
feel it.
but for the most part, it's been fine.
You know what sucks though? Because now that you're by yourself and you have nothing to do and you're looking for stuff to do,
Hmm.
all you want is to watch playoff hockey, but you can't because the Flyers suck and didn't make it.
You know, uh, I wasn't expecting them to make the playoffs this year anyway, but I mean, I have hope in the Phillies right now. They're doing pretty well.
Oh my god.
Baseball. I mean, we still our pitching's still weak, but we're getting there.
Oh god. Do you know what horrifying it is right now for me? I'm trying to like watch my teams because you know I have two baseball teams
Yes.
and I just want to cry like every game I watch. Every single one because both pitching is killing me.
They're being conspired against.
I hate it. I hate it. I just
The season's still very young,
It's true.
so anything can happen.
I hate it.
Anyway, so I moved. That's all dealt with. Like Vanessa said earlier, we're gonna be doing this like every other week. Well, not every other week, every 2 weeks. So once this episode comes out, 2 weeks from that should be the next episode. I
Mm-hmm.
think that will work.
Hopefully.
Yeah, like hopefully like the pressure of not doing it every week and getting it done on time will be good.
It's
So,
true.
all right, and then I just wanted to bring up something really quick. Ashley did like this like line of like answering questions on Instagram for like some reason.
I was not aware of such thing.
Well, she did. One of the questions was, would she still do like Life with Derek? It was something like that, and she was like, "Yeah, of course." So it's like, why can't someone just freaking make the Life with Eric reboot already?
Let me tell you something. The reason why it's they say they will, they can't even commit to a goddamn podcast.
Well, that's true too.
You think they're
They
gonna
can't
commit
even
to an
commit to
actual
like a
show?
little video. Like, come on now.
Come on.
I know, but if they were being paid to, it might be a different story,
I mean, obviously they're being paid, they would do it, but it's just
right?
so funny to shit on
Right.
them.
But obviously, Casey can't do it now. Well, not
Because she's
Casey, not
pregnant
Casey.
again.
Ashley, yes. She's pregnant right now, unless we're going to have some interesting storyline.
We are. She's gonna
But
show
honestly,
up and
because, like, they were supposed to do this, like, 7 years ago.
yeah.
So, like, it would have made sense if they just came right out of school, like, and, they're living at home. We don't know the actual, like, setting or something like that.
Well, here's
But
the new
now,
setting.
7 years later, it would be even more, like, it'd be like Casey and Derek, about to get married or something
No, this
like
is
that.
what
Like,
it is now.
these are what?
She's pregnant and that's where it starts. She's in the hospital giving birth. That's where it starts.
It would be like such a fan fiction like story
It
if like
would.
she gets pregnant but she won't tell anyone who the father is. And
Yeah.
then and then we find out later on that it was Derek.
Isn't that a story from What's Her Face?
Yeah, I think the brown eyes or something like
Yeah.
that.
Like
But I mean there's been other stories like that. It's a pretty like it happens a lot in fan fiction. But
everyone copies each other.
yeah. But, you know, so anyway, I could totally see like that'd be so fan fiction, but that's something they could do.
It's true.
You have to deal with the time that's been away. Like you can't go back and be like, "Yeah, I just came out of college." It's just
No.
like
No.
you're 30.
You're 30, boy.
I
No,
mean, Derek could be still in college. It would make sense. But Casey, unless it was like a
no.
master's degree or doctorate degree, but
Maybe, yeah. No, it'd just be so funny. Like, if they are, like, they've listened to this and stuff, and they just hear us, like, shitting on them for never doing whatever they say they'll do.
we shit with love.
We do. We say this with love, but please
Do something.
do
Just
something.
Feed us something.
Give us something.
Yes, that's all we want. Just something. Just something. You guys, they were doing something for the whole like 10-year thing when it started.
What did they do?
Nothing. But they've had like all these like interviews and shit, and like they had like a picture together and all, and then like nothing happened, or at least nothing was released. But nothing happened. Like they were building it up, and then nothing. Like I didn't get my hopes up because I know them, but still.
I know, like, break my heart once. Okay,
Yeah.
break my heart twice. No.
So when they were talking about this podcast, I was like, yeah, okay, I'll believe it when I hear it, okay?
Yeah. So we did it for you guys. You're welcome.
Though we're not answering any questions that I'm sure people want to ask.
It's true. I can pretend to be Mike. Hello, my name is Michael.
Okay.
Let's just go.
Alright, so the episode today. Oh shit. I forgot to look it up.
It was oh
summary.
god. It was I messaged it to you earlier and I forget what it was.
Hold on.
Let me get it. We're really, really organized, guys. Okay. It is called it's Date with Derek or something like that.
Yeah, Date with Derek, but I don't know the summary. That's what I'm saying.
Oh my god! You can tell we haven't done this in 80 years.
I know. We're out of practice already.
Let me give you a summary. I'll do it for this episode.
Oh.
So like they're in the cafeteria, there's like French projects. Derek goes on a date with Emily, but it's not a real date, and then there's a dance issue. Like someone's got some dance moves that they're afraid to show. That's the summary.
I think we should do that from now on. Vanessa's recap. Vanessa's summary.
Excellent. I'm ready for it.
We should do that now. You should write them out though. But yeah.
Okay. Got you.
But yes, okay. That's essentially what it is. Okay? Date with Derek. And we are starting the second season.
Yeah.
I never thought we'd get this far.
Neither did I. I thought we'd get
see
like
how
a few
far we
episodes.
actually get.
I thought we'd do like a few episodes and be like, I'm bored. Goodbye. No one likes us. Goodbye.
Well, yeah. I think the fact that people actually like say stuff on like Tumblr and like even leave comments sometimes on YouTube like help me like be like, okay, we gotta keep doing it.
Yeah, it's true.
But if no one was saying anything, then I would just been like, yeah, let's not do this anymore.
Truth. I would cry.
Yeah. So anyway, all right. This episode starts with it's lunchtime at school. Casey is with Emily, and they're at this like lunch table, and Emily is asking Casey if she wants to be her partner for the French project they have coming up.
Can I just say before we even start?
Sure.
I absolutely loathed and cried whenever they spoke French. Like I couldn't understand a word Derek would say. I was like, what is he trying to say?
Well, that's not surprising since it's Derek.
But still, like, I could understand Casey as much as it was butchered because she's not French. Mm-hmm. And it hurts my French soul. but I was like cringing every time they spoke French, and I was like, oh god, let it
I mean,
stop.
I could tell that it wasn't like authentic because, whatever, but I wouldn't be able to pick up anything. So
Oh god, I was just like, kill me now.
they're insulting the French Canadian population.
It's true. I'm assaulted. They assaulted me. They're horrible French.
So anyway, so Emily asks Casey if they'll be partners, and Casey's all like, "Yeah, yeah, of course." But she says this while distractingly looking at Sam, and she's all like dreamy and everything, like looking over at him, who's sitting with Derek at another table.
I think Sam looked absolutely ridiculous trying to look at her dreamily. I was like, oh my god, you look so dumb.
They both looked really dumb, but
But he looked even more dumb, okay?
and then Emily is all like, "If you want lunch with Sam, go ahead." But Casey insists on having lunch with Emily, though she keeps looking at Sam.
God, I hate it.
And Casey's even like, "Oh, you're so cute," out loud.
Thanks, hun. You too.
And then Emily responds with like, "Oh, you're pretty darn adorable yourself." But like, why are you saying this stuff, doing this stuff when you're with your friend at lunch? I mean, come on now.
I
Come on.
mean,
They're
it's
probably going to
true.
see each other like right after the fact.
Yeah, it's true. They're like probably have French class together.
Well, yeah. Much the same is happening with Derek and Sam. Derek is telling Sam about this date he had with this Debbie girl, but Sam isn't paying attention to him because he's looking at Casey.
Mm-hmm.
And Derek's just talking to him, and he's saying like, how his date with Debbie wasn't necessarily great. And he's like, she has all the good qualities I like in a girl. He's like, looks. But he's
Yeah.
like, there wasn't any chemistry.
You know what I realized though? Because you do see her, and I was like, she has like the same hair color as Casey and everything, so she matches his one criteria of looking like Casey.
What?
The Debbie girl.
Oh, the Debbie girl.
Yeah, like she's brown hair. Like I'm like she matches his criteria of looking like Casey.
There's actually like a theory that at first he goes after girls a lot like Casey.
Mm-hmm.
Cause like he goes after that what was her name? Sandra? Like she was that vegetarian, like environmental girl.
Yeah, yeah,
Something like
feminist thing.
that. Then he went after Vicky, who,
Looks exactly like her.
looked exactly like Casey, was Casey's cousin. And then, you're saying this Debbie girl had like same hair color kind of at all. And then they're saying like as the seasons go on, he gets like as far away from Casey as possible. Kind of like it's weird. Like then he's like starts dating Kendra later in the season. Like she's completely opposite of what Casey is to like everything.
It's
But then
true.
like towards down the line again, he starts like I don't know. It's just like something that people have pointed out before.
It's a known fact. We got this. We're cracking the code.
But anyway, so he says that the one thing that was wrong with Debbie was that there was no chemistry. And I just think that's because probably the relationship he has the most chemistry with is with his stepsister. So everything else just feels nah.
Yeah. It's just, but I loved Sam's reply. He was like, yeah, chemistry right after gym or something.
Yeah. It's like, great, Sam. You're really paying attention here.
Yeah.
So obviously Derek realizes Sam's not paying one bit of attention to him. So he's just like, go eat with Casey.
Okay, bye.
So Sam doesn't even try to be like, no, 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 let me eat with you, like Casey did with Emily. He's just like, okay. And then he goes over.
You're just like, oh, okay.
And then he goes over to Casey, and Emily gives up her seat for him, saying like she's just about to leave, which is like really nice of her.
Mm-hmm.
She was pretty. I liked her for the most part in this episode, Emily.
Yeah, she
Um,
wasn't a bitch like she usually is.
I like to. I want to think that she'll be better now.
Maybe the first season she realized her ways. So like they're like, hey, you were pretty horrible in season one, and
Yeah.
let's make you a better person in season two and on.
It's
So
like it's
hopefully.
it's like the actress, like she's, doing whatever, and then like while she's watching the episodes, like after they air, she's just like, guys, Emily's a bitch. I can't be like this
I'm not like this. Don't do this to me.
anymore. But yeah, I thought, even like when she was, being annoying a little bit in the episode, it was justified. Like,
Yeah.
so, But anyway, so she gives up her seat for Sam, and Sam sits with Casey. And now Emily doesn't have anywhere to sit. But at that time, Derek sees Debbie come into the cafeteria, and Debbie obviously will want to sit with Derek.
Yeah.
So Derek quickly like brings Emily over here. Is like, sit here, so Debbie doesn't. Of course, Casey looks over to see Emily sitting with Derek, and she makes this like confused face. Like, what? Why is she sitting with him? Like, jealous.
I know. She's like, how dare you do this?
like literally, she's just sitting with him.
It's
Like,
just wild.
I don't understand. Like, the whole reason why she was getting all like really confused or whatever is just like, okay, Casey, whatever. So right after lunch, with Casey and Emily in the hallway, Casey immediately asks why she was with Derek, and Emily tells her like, oh, he didn't want some girl sitting with him, whatever. Emily's like, but that works out for me.
Yeah.
And then like Casey seems legitimately shocked that Emily still likes Derek.
Yeah, because all the time she
She's
complains
like, even
about
after
him.
all the things I've told you about him, it's
Hmm.
like, yeah, Casey.
He's only like that with you.
I mean, well, yeah, which we'll learn later, um, but like literally, like, aren't you guys supposed to be like best friends? Like, are you saying like between this like month that you've been dating Sam, which is presumably like the time period exchange like that's been since the last episode?
Hmm.
Um, she hasn't spoken about Derek the whole time.
Maybe she's like Casey, like hasn't even paid attention enough, but she does still. So she's like, "Oh,
Mm,
now I notice because I'm in
now
my
Casey's the shitty friend.
yeah." She's like, "I'm in my honeymoon phase. I'm not caring about anything else."
Yeah, that makes sense. That makes sense. So anyway, during this exchange, Casey reveals that she's partnered up with Sam on the French project,
Oh God.
despite Emily asking her first. Yeah, Casey's definitely the shitty friend.
Yeah. Is this before or after I asked you? Ah, after?
Yeah, and she's like, I'll get him to, be someone else's partner. She's like, no, 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 no. Again, Emily is being really cool about this.
Yeah, that's like a first. I'm very proud of Emily in this episode. She's come a long way.
Yes, she took our advice to heart.
She did.
And then we see Derek and Sam in the hallway, and Sam tells Derek that he can't go to the ice rink after school with them because he's going to be working with Casey on their French project.
Did you know what it was when he said he wanted to play shimmy or
No,
shinny or whatever?
no.
Okay, it's another. I think it's shinny. It's another way to say like pickup hockey kind of thing.
Oh,
Not a lot of people use it.
it's like a scrimmage.
It's like a scrimmage. It's just like whatever. It's just play. It's not a known slang. Like I know what it is just because I love hockey and it's like my life. But if you were to say that to someone else, they'd be like, "Huh?
Hmm.
What? You're gonna go do what?" So yeah. So when he said it, I was like, I don't even think he knows what it means when he said
He
it.
probably does. Michael probably didn't even know what the hell he was saying. He's just like, what's that word? Okay, right.
Got it. I got it.
In the context, you're playing hockey. But
Yeah.
so Derek makes him acknowledge that choosing Casey over hockey is lame. But he says, like, oh, we're still on for movie night on Saturday, right? And then, oh my God. So, like, Sam, obviously, he doesn't want to let Derek down, but he has this flashback of him and Casey on the couch. And Casey asks how long they've been dating.
I know this.
Yeah, yeah. I cracked up during this whole flashback scene. Oh my gosh. But anyway, Sam's just like, oh, I know this. A while?
It's like the classic thing a guy always says in that predicament in like any like TV show or movie. They just don't know.
but I mean, right, but I mean, it's a month.
I know. It's a month, and Casey's like, we need to do something. It's a month. And I'm like, please do
Yeah,
not.
she's like, she wants to celebrate their 1 month anniversary, a month
The
anniversary
sorry. Ugh, kill
on
me.
that
Isn't
Saturday.
it like a 6 month thing you worry about?
I,
It's like 6 months and then a year and then it's every other year. Is that what a
it's
normal
different for
person
everyone.
does?
It's different for everyone. Like obviously, people like Casey, like I feel like every month up until a
Yeah,
year,
probably.
every month up to after a year. Oh my god, that would probably drive Derek insane.
It would. Just like, okay, guys, it's our 3rd month anniversary. And Derek would be like, looks at us like, he probably has a calendar just for like Casey specific things to celebrate about. Because
This
she'll
is the
be
first
like,
time we did this. The date we first time did that. We have to celebrate, 5 months since we did this, and
exactly, it's what happened.
but anyway, yeah. I mean, Casey's like that, but I know, it depends on the person and how frequently they like to celebrate that stuff. I don't like to celebrate that stuff.
And I don't think any normal person does.
so So yeah, she wants to celebrate their month anniversary, on that same Saturday. But Sam doesn't say anything to Derek because Derek's like already halfway down the hallway. But yeah, so then it cuts to the house and it shows like Edwin dancing like into the kitchen, where Lizzie and Marty are.
Mm-hmm.
And holy puberty,
It's true.
he looks so much older. I mean, Lizzie looks a little older too, but it's much more noticeable with Edwin
Yeah, no, that's the thing, though,
compared to
is
the last
because
episode.
as we learned growing up, puberty hits people differently.
Hits people hard and fast.
Like, I know the girls, it goes way faster, so she probably had it before filming.
Oh yeah, probably. Yeah,
And then he got it in the 2nd season of filming.
like right before they started filming the second season.
Yeah.
Yeah, but yeah, I mean, it just like a dramatic difference. I mean, Marty's a little bit taller too,
Yeah.
but like it's just so much more noticeable with Edwin.
It
So
is.
it's
It's
like
true.
it looks
He's
like
too
a
tall.
year pass rather than like a
A
month.
month.
So anyway, he comes in, and apparently there is a school dance on Saturday. Everything's happening on Saturday. And Edwin asked Lizzie if he'd be seeing her on the dance floor. And Lizzie is like, asking your stepsister to the dance? You're not that desperate, are you?
It's the beginning of Lizwin.
Yeah, I mean, okay. Even though I don't ship Liswin, I find it interesting that they even brought it up. That
It's
this was
true.
an option. And like it's not necessarily said in disgust, more like an amusement, you know? Like she could have been like, ew. Like you know what I mean? Like I'm your sister. Like she's just saying like, dude, you can't find someone outside your house. Um
I just find it funny how he thinks he has moves.
yeah, I mean his moves aren't anything. Um
No.
but apparently he's asking because some Jimmy kid wanted Edwin to ask Lizzie for him. But Lizzie says she's not going, that she has to rest. She has to rest her leg for soccer.
I mean, it's a good excuse because she does play soccer.
I mean, it's a good excuse.
Because if she
Valid
busts a
excuse.
move, if
If
she
she
busts
busts
a
a
move
move and
too
busts her
hard,
leg,
there goes the soccer scholarship. Like, it's a valid
though
excuse.
she's
I
like
think.
12, so.
You don't know.
Hmm?
You don't know what school or program she's in.
Mm. So Edwin then goes to Nora and George, saying that for the last 3 school dances that they've had, Lizzie has made excuses not to go to all of them. And
I went to a school dance to laugh at people dancing.
I went to one. And it wasn't
I
even like a formal dance, it was just kind of like,
at
it was
lunch.
like, what?
Like we had a dance that would go on at like lunchtime for the older kids during
What?
recess. Yeah.
What?
It was like grade 7 and we had to like my grade's the one who had to do it and it was for like the younger grades. So it was like they actually paid to get into this dance
What?
and it was at like the lunch recess and I couldn't stop laughing because I was like the one in charge of music and stuff. I couldn't stop laughing because there was like this guy and girl trying to slow dance, but the guy didn't know what to do. So you know how the girls like would put their arms around their neck?
Yeah.
The guy did that to her.
What?
Yeah. He didn't know where to put his hands, so he did the exact same thing and put his arms around the girl's neck. And I was like crying. I was like, oh my god.
I mean, hold on. Have you never watched any like TV show or movie?
Apparently they haven't, but I
Like,
thought it was so funny. I was like crying and I was like, hands like, look at this shit.
At least you didn't go for the ass.
I mean, it would have been better than trying to loop his arms around her neck while she's doing the same
That must have
to
been
him.
so awkward. It's just like they're just like hugging with the sway. I don't know. All right,
Oh man.
but
He's my
anyway,
favorite.
but yeah, so you know, she hasn't gone on any of the dances. She keeps making up excuses for them. And Nora is like, well, maybe she's not in that liking boys phase yet. And then George is all, well, that's good because I can't stand boy crazed girls. And then Nora like looks at George and she's just all, but what about the boy crazy? Yeah,
You just that's the opposite. The boys are crazy about girls.
about the girl crazed boys in this house. And then George is like, the boys don't hog the phone like the girls. But literally, how many times have we seen Derek talking on the phone in this show?
Always. He's always
Yeah.
on the phone.
In the
If it's
feminist
running
episode,
his
he
side
was,
business.
and just like I feel like he's on the phone more than I see Casey on the phone. See, stereotypes.
But his is his mafia side business.
No,
That's
but I'm
what
talking
his on
about
the
he's
phone
been
for.
talking about he's been talking to girls too in that manifesto episode. In the last episode, he went up there talking to a girl like twice, if not two different girls, and he
It's
was up
true.
there for like ever while Sam was getting advice from Edwin. George, you can shut up about that. And then Sam shows up to the house, and Derek greets him, and I guess he's expecting to watch the game with him. But Casey comes down, and she's talking to Emily on the phone about a movie they're going to watch. And Derek's like, oh, it's girls' night in, or whatever, like, but Sam asked Derek to join them. And Casey, like, is like, oh, it's gonna be an action thriller.
It's not. It was like Gone with the Wind or something.
Yeah. They're obviously watching like a romance type film since it's Casey. And I find the seating arrangement really interesting though.
It is. It's great.
I mean, they're sitting next to their best friends, but the actual couple is like so far away.
Yeah, I love it.
Like literally, it could have been like Emily, Casey, Sam, Derek,
It could have
and it
been.
would have made so much more sense.
Truth.
But they did it Casey, Emily, Derek, Sam.
You know why? They did it just for that amazing popcorn action.
Oh, I know. But it's just like, you know.
To wait, I want to say that is a waste of popcorn.
Oh, I know. So
I
yeah,
was like,
so they have popcorn in the
hurt.
middle, you know, of like Emily and Derek, and Casey and Sam both go to reach for the popcorn at the same time. Oh my god! And then
Classic move.
their hands meet, and they're holding hands in the popcorn bowl.
It's so like ridiculous.
Like these are like relationship goals, Vanessa. All right.
Yeah, I don't know about you, but I want to hold someone's hand inside a bucket of popcorn.
That's how you know it's real.
It's true.
When you got buttery ass hands.
At least it's not like the rated R version. Jesus. This is an awkward and horrible. Oh god.
So anyway, Emily points out like, oh, holding hands on the popcorn bowl, and they're like, no. And then once they do that, they both like flick their hands out, and all this popcorn goes on Derek and Emily, and like, poor them.
I hate it.
But like all this popcorn gets everywhere, and so Derek tells like he gets up and he was like, I'd rather be studying. This
That's
is
a
how
first.
bad it is that he'd rather be studying. But he's like, oh, but I'll see you for Saturday. Like, we're still on for Saturday. And then Casey perks up and she's like, you didn't tell him?
Oh no.
Um, to which Sam tells Derek that he can't because Saturday is his and Casey's month
Month
anniversary.
anniversary. Ooh.
And Derek's all like, oh, I can't wait to tell the guys that you bailed on me for a month anniversary. And so as he leaves, Sam turns to Casey and he's like, great, now I'm going to be the laughing stock of the hockey team. And Casey says celebrating the month of dating is nothing to be ashamed of. But Sam's like, yes, it is.
Yeah. Yes, it is.
And so Casey's like, that they'll just cancel it then. And so Emily leaves them saying she wasn't sure if she left her toaster on or not. Like, such a weak excuse. But she just wants to get, like, out of there. But so after Emily leaves and they're just kind of, like, sitting there for a moment, Sam then asks Casey, like, are we still canceling our month anniversary? And then Casey's all, no. Then she forgives him, but you can tell that he's not happy with that.
Yeah,
His
same.
face is like, oh shit, I thought I got out of it.
I don't even think he wants to be in a relationship with Casey to be in a relationship. Just so the way he acts, he's like, oh, I don't want to do the
I think he
anniversary.
likes certain aspects of it, obviously.
I think he just wants Casey. That's it.
I mean, I just don't think he likes. Again, it's still always different for when you like someone compared to when you're actually in a relationship with them. Because then you start seeing, like, how much work they are.
Maybe. I think he's just in it for Casey's looks. That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm going
I
with.
mean, I think that's
Leave a comment below if you agree with me.
yeah, I mean, I think it's on both ends that they don't talk. Like Sam tries to let things just like happen. Like he's a pushover. We know this about him. So he doesn't really speak up. So Casey bulldozes over him. And it's just yeah. So but anyway, we know this couple doesn't last, and it's obvious why. Uh,
Yeah.
then it cuts to Edwin going into Lizzie's room, asking one more time if she wants to go to the dance with Jimmy. And, she says, no, I'm still not going. And then Edwin asks her, is it because she doesn't like boys yet? Because that's what Nora said. And damn, Lizzie is like, no, and do not discuss me with my mother. Like, she snapped back on that really quick.
Yeah, no, she's defensive of her move game.
Oh, yeah. So this is where Lizzie tells Edwin, because, like, Edwin's just like, oh, you McDonald's love to dance. And then
I love how it showed, like, Casey dancing.
Casey and Nora, and they're just, like, in the living room dancing. They're just like,
Nora looked like she was, like, flailing about. And then you actually have Casey who was just like, look at my skills.
But it's just like they portray Nora to be like a good dancer. At least that's how Lizzie sees her. But like
she was
Nora's not doing
flailing.
anything special at all. Maybe she's just just having the confidence.
Maybe she has that dancer's confidence. That's what it is.
Yes, but no. She obviously is not as trained as Casey, who still wasn't like she wasn't doing anything remarkable in this episode.
No, she wasn't. She was just like hip rolling and doing the I don't know. She was like doing the shimmy. I don't know.
Cuts to Derek going up to Emily in the hallway the next day. And it asks Emily if she wants to be his French partner because his French partner bailed on him.
What a coincidence!
What a coincidence. My partner bailed on me too, or whatever. So they're going to be partners. And then it cuts to it's now the end of school because Casey's at home and she's trying to call for Emily. But when she talks to Dimmy, Emily's brother, he's like, oh, she's already over there. It's like, what? What? No, she's not. And then all of a sudden,
you hear that horrible French that you can't understand at all, and you're like, Something about a window.
Yeah. So she's like, what? But then she hears Emily in Derek's room.
It wasn't in his room. It looked like some secret like
No, it was his
room
room.
under the stairs or
No, it was
something.
his room.
Oh, it had too many books in there to be his room.
They're for show, to make all these girls that come over think he's an intellectual. I don't know. It was his room. It at least looked like it. But anyway, Casey goes to the doorway and she's just like, Emily? And Emily comes out and she's just like, oh, hey, Casey. What are you doing? And then Casey's like, what are you doing? And Emily just like tells her, like, oh, me and Derek, we're French partners. We're doing the French project. It's no biggie. But then like she leaves. And then Casey's like leaving the room and she's just like, yes, Biggie. Maybe a large Biggie.
It's a torrid love affair.
Yes. So Casey, your jealousy is showing. Like a lot.
It's great.
But literally, there is a reason why she's over there. They were French partners.
Yes.
So
French.
I don't understand why she's freaking out over it. First, they're just sitting across from each other, rather, at lunch. And then they're French partners now because you wanted to be a French partner with your boyfriend instead of your best friend. So, like, that's on you.
Casey just wants to do another French thing with her boyfriend instead of the French project.
Come on, this is Casey. No.
Sam. That's what Derek and Emily were doing. The secret room.
And then it goes to a quick scene where that involves like Edwin trying to cha-cha-cha down the stairs next to Nora.
It's so bad.
And like, he's just like, I'm not gonna dance around the subject. And Nora's like,
being dancing?
Nora's like, is this involved dancing? Like, and he's like, yeah.
Yes.
He's like, and then he was like, have you ever taught Lizzie to dance? And then Nora's like, no.
She can dance.
And she's like, she can dance, right? Right? And then, like, obviously, like, no, she doesn't know how to dance. So now Nora knows. Cuts to Derek in the kitchen making some snack, and Casey goes up to him. And she tells Derek to be nice to Emily while they're working together, but not too nice, since he knows Emily has a crush on him. Derek says that it's basically like, it's rich since she turned Sam into a guy who celebrated monthly anniversaries. And Casey gets the idea that Derek is only hanging out with Emily as payback for her going out with Sam, since she stole his best friend. Like, I guess that's the mentality she's had since,
Let's be real, though. Like, it's probably like Derek already had that idea, but he wants to make it like it was all Casey's idea.
I don't know. I don't really think so. I think, he just didn't. He wanted to be with someone who was going to help, like, do the French project with him. And so he just figured, Emily was there.
Well, yeah.
Like, I don't think he thought of it before now.
I think he knew that Casey probably thought that, but was like, I'm not going to even go with it. And then she brings it up. And he's like, you know what? Now it's in my head. I'm going to do that now.
I don't know. I think he was pretty, like, clueless with it. I don't know. I mean, I think it is weird that he did go to her after the thing, but I guess, like, he figured why not? They're in the same, like, French class, and, like, I don't know. But anyway, but yeah, so Derek is like, he claims he never saw it that way, but obviously now he is thinking about it, thanks to Casey. And of course Casey's just like, oh crap.
She's like, what have I done?
Yes. So Casey calls Sam and saying that something weird is happening between Derek and Emily, and she fears that she just made it weirder. And Casey, there is literally doing a project. Like, chill. They are literally doing a project. Like, I don't understand why. Like, she gets all so dramatic. Because, like, basically right after that conversation, I could just see her, like, scurrying up the stairs and, like, taking the phone and be like, Sam, something's going on between Derek and Emily. It's like, and I think I just made it weirder.
Probably.
But it's just like, come on now, Casey. And then Derek's like sticks his head in. He was like, why? Because I'm going to ask her out. So this is where Derek starts like messing with Casey.
Mm-hmm.
And so Derek then goes into the room, steals the phone, calls Emily and asks her out. But though he doesn't really ask her out, he was just like, "Hey, you want to hang out?" Um,
Yeah. See, I
and
wouldn't be surprised if it wasn't even an actual phone call.
I know I wouldn't have been either.
If he just like pretended to talk into the phone and then like met up with her before school and then asked her.
That would be funny.
And then so Casey's like, "Oh my god. Oh my god."
I could see him doing that just to get in her head, but I think
Yeah.
it messes with her more if he actually did call her. But anyway, so yeah, and then Derek's like holding her door closed so she can't like get to him while he's making the call. Next day at school, Emily wants to talk to Casey about Derek asking her out. But she's like, well, two French partners just hanging out on Saturday night, no big deal.
No
And then
biggie.
Casey's like, yeah, no big deal. And then Emily's like, wait, what? Why is it not a big deal? It is a big deal. But Casey's like, well, you said it wasn't a big deal. Uh, and she was just like, you're not happy for me. And she's like, no, I am. And then she's like, no, I'm not.
I'm not.
And she's
I'm
just,
not because I want Derek.
she's like, you could do so much better than him.
What she's pretty much saying is, Derek can do so much better than you, and it's me. Oh god.
But yeah, so she says that, you know, she thinks Emily is too good for Derek because Derek is Derek. But Emily just straight up tells her to deal with it because it means a lot to her. So kudos for Emily for being the anti-Sam.
Word.
Because at least she lets her feelings known. She's not going to let her best friend talk her out of something she wants to do. Though, I mean, in the worst way possible, Casey's trying to put Emily's best interest forward. At this point, Casey knows for sure that Derek's just asking her out to bug her. And I guess at this point, Emily wouldn't believe her anyway. But I don't know.
You think she would, but I guess because Casey hates Derek so much, you can't really
Yeah,
believe
it would be
anything.
like, you're just making that up.
Yeah.
So, I mean, but I'm surprised Casey didn't even try to tell her that. But whatever. Casey goes to Paul's. Surprise, surprise.
His
Saying,
office looks really nice in this season. That's an upgrade. He got a nicer office.
because they were like, Casey's in there a lot. So she put a complaint in. She was just
Yeah,
like,
probably.
it's too cramped in there. How can I be, how can I relax if I'm cramped in this little office area? And then like she just kept
True.
complaining about it, so the office was just like, just give him a bigger freaking office.
Make it nice.
Yes. Is it up to your standards, Casey? Well, it's better.
It could be better, but guess what? It could be worse. So we'll stick with it for now.
So she tells Paul that she can't deal with it, can't deal with, Emily going out with Derek. And, Paul's like, well, are you doing something similar? You're dating Sam.
That's not the same.
Because she obviously has real feelings for Sam, she says. Whereas Derek is just asking out Emily to bug Casey. Which is true. And so Casey says she doesn't want to see Emily get hurt when he treats her like he does all the other girls. And then Paul's like, oh, well, then how does he treat the other girls? And Casey's just like, bad, terrible.
He treats them like she treats me.
But she doesn't really have actual proof, just how he treats her. So after, and she's just like, yeah, you can't handle the proof. And then he's just like, you don't have any, do you? He's like, no, I'm going to get it.
What I like, though, about that is when she goes to ask Debbie and shit about it, I'm actually super surprised, like genuinely surprised that they were like, no, Derek's a good guy. I was like, I'm surprised at that because he feels like the guy who's just sleazy. But I was surprised.
I think it's kind of like, while he's your date, he's very attentive and he's very, like, he'll leave it up to his date for the most part. But will he have another date with you afterwards? Maybe not.
See, I guess it's just the way he's always, like, shown in, like, Fix, is that he's always, like, a horrible date. And he's only after one thing.
Maybe sometimes. I don't know. A lot of the Fix I read, I don't really know if he has been that way. Like, he's a womanizer, but I don't think it's necessarily like in a really bad way. Like I think he still really is like a good date. It's just that like don't expect him to be like your boyfriend.
Maybe. But I was surprised by it.
So, but yeah, Debbie vows for Derek, saying like he was a great date. She would go out with him again. And so, Casey's all like, well, that's good to know. Like that apparently he's not like the Satan on dates.
Mm-hmm.
Because obviously Casey wants to know for future reference. Uh,
Mm-hmm. Like we know this is secretly she's getting info on what it's like to date him,
yeah, and then
so she can date him.
Debbie tells her that he's a great kisser.
And she's like, "Excellent, my future looks bright."
Then it cuts to um, Lizzie and Edwin are on the couch doing homework, and Nora just like starts coming in, and she just randomly starts dancing in the living room.
Again, that's not dancing. That's her like flailing around.
And like Lizzie looks up at her, and she's just like, "What are you doing?" And
See,
Nora, she's like,
I'm stretching for my jog.
yeah, like she's just like stretching for a jog and everything. But Lizzie soon works out that Edwin told Nora about her not being able to dance. And so she is freaking livid. And then we have to endure a weird little montage of Nora dancing.
But I love it though because I'm like, this is me dancing. I am Nora.
And then even more when Edwin decides to join in. Like,
Oh God, yeah.
they spent like a good like 5 to 10 seconds on them just dancing. And I'm just like, okay, all right. And then Lizzie just like kind of abruptly leaves. She's like, "You look ridiculous."
It's true. He does look
They
ridiculous.
do. So then, yeah, it cuts to later that night, and Lizzie is downstairs in her pajamas, and she's playing this CD that's teaching her how to dance the hokey pokey. Like, put your right foot in, put your right foot out, let's shake it all about, whatever.
I love it. That's how I learned to dance.
Now the kids, they watch it on YouTube.
Yeah. They got them YouTube tutorial about the hokey pokey.
So George walks in on her. He's like, a little too late for hokey pokey, eh?
Yeah.
And then Lizzie admits that she just doesn't want to look stupid, like, while dancing. And George admits that he secretly took dance lessons before his and Nora's wedding. And then, Lizzie's like, oh, well then are you, like, really good? And so George asks her to step on his feet, and they start dancing. And he says, it's the waltz. And Lizzie's like, I know you're old and all, but kids don't, like, waltz today.
That's true. They do that.
They do the hugging,
boy dance.
the hugging thing.
They do the hugging dance, and they do the Soldier Boy crank that dance.
At that time, yes.
I'm not gonna lie, I legit looked up the tutorial for that. And I was like,
Oh boy. Alright. Now we know what Vanessa was doing in high school.
yeah, being the coolest kid ever.
Oh yeah.
You were just jealous that you didn't know me.
Mm-hmm. So anyway, I thought this scene was so cute.
It was.
This is this really shows how the family is now blending. I thought it was a really nice scene because that could easily have been Nora or even Edwin maybe, but I kind of really liked that it was George.
Okay, it would be awkward if Edwin stepped on Nora's feet.
Well,
okay.
yeah, I don't mean like in that manner. Like he could have just been downstairs helping her like learn moves.
I know, but still.
You know what I mean? Like that. I'm not saying they would be waltzing around the living room. So finally, it's Saturday, and Sam comes over to pick Casey up for their date. And again, this is another cringe. He comes in and she's just like, "You look rather handsome," and he's like, "Yes, I rather do."
Oh God, I hate it. I hate this show so much.
And then he's all, I got a reservation to the best restaurant I could afford with my part-time job, which was like really weird to say, but like okay, like they needed the audience to know how he was paying for it.
Yeah.
Like
so what? His 5-hour a week job.
But like yeah, it was just like such a random thing to have him say. Like he could have just been like, "Hey, I booked us a reservation at a hotel."
Hotel. Well, they have
Holy
gone
shit!
so they progressed really fast this episode. To can't hold hands and popcorn to I got us a hotel room.
Let's get some buttery popcorn. Hell.
Jesus Christ. Guys, this is intense. You're welcome.
It's a good thing Casey's canceled their plans because she probably would have slapped them.
Probably she's been like, how dare you? I'm only 12.
So you could have easily just said he booked a reservation to a restaurant.
Oh God.
But they had to like be like, oh, but wait, people are going to wonder how he's getting paid, how he's affording to take out his girlfriend. We should know. We should have these children know who we're watching that if they want to take their boyfriend or girlfriend out, that they better get jobs so they can pay for it themselves. You can't be asking your mom and dad for money.
It's true.
So we must put this line in. Though, Derek just steals from Edwin, so that's how he pays for his dates.
Money. Yeah, we know this.
So then Casey tells Sam that she wants to go to a different restaurant. And Sam's just like, okay, where? And Casey's like, wherever Derek is taking Emily. And he's like, oh, are we double dating? And she's like, no, we're gonna spy on them. And
oh man,
yeah. And
I had to do that once, by the way. My sister went on a date with some guy and they went to a movie and my dad was like, we're going to the movies. So my dad and one of my friends sat like 5 rows behind.
Oh my God.
It was great.
Oh my God.
It was fantastic. He's like, I can't let my baby girl go on a date. So he had to spy on her. It was great. Oh God. I don't even think she knows. I don't think she knows at all.
Well, hopefully she never finds this podcast.
She won't.
But still,
never.
Just like randomly, it's like pops up one day. She's like, "What is this?" And then she's like, "Wait, this is Vanessa." And then she's like, "Wait, what?"
Pretty much. Pretty much.
So yeah, and then she's saying like, "Oh, because we're gonna spy on them," and Sam is pissed since he went through a lot to have this date happen. Okay, he tucked in his damn shirt.
Oh, yeah, that's a big move.
And then Casey, he tells her, it's like, I even tucked in my shirt for you. And Casey's like, oh, that's sweet. Really? Is that your standard, Casey? Is that really your standard?
I'm just shook.
What?
That's a big thing, like a big deal that I tucked in my shirt for you. Like, should you be impressed by that?
What?
Some guy tucking in his shirt for you?
No.
Yeah, so I'm like, Casey, get fucked. Like, leave this man.
So regardless, Casey says that since he didn't care about the month anniversary anyway, that he wouldn't mind postponing it since this is important to her. But Sam's just like, oh, we could postpone it indefinitely. Then he leaves.
What a big power move.
Oh, yeah. Then he leaves, and Casey's just like, oh. But then we go to, it cuts to Derek and Emily at a restaurant. It looks like Smelly Nelly's.
It is Smelly Nelly's.
But I don't know. They don't actually ever say it. I don't think that's...
No, but you could see the guy's shirt.
Oh, was it on his shirt?
The waiter's shirt literally said Smelly Nelly's.
Oh, did?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't see that. But anyway, so yeah, it's Smelly Nelly's. I believe this is the first time we've seen it on the show.
Maybe it was on the menus. I know I saw Smelly Nelly's somewhere.
I mean, I didn't see it anywhere, but I mean, it looked the exact same layout. So
probably is. It's all he can afford with his money.
So the date not date is really awkward so far. And Derek is the only one talking, and Emily is just like looking at him all starstruck. So, he's just trying to like get the conversation rolling, and then the waiter comes over and he's like, oh, am I interrupting? And Derek's like, not even a little.
It's because she's not answering.
Right, yeah, she's not answering at all.
She's just like giggling.
Yeah.
And I'm like, oh God.
And then they show us that Casey is in a booth nearby, wearing a blonde wig, a trench coat, and looking at the two of them through like a mirror. and she's wearing
Mhm.
sunglasses inside.
I love her disguises. They're pretty amazing.
And then, so the waiter goes over to her and asks if she wants anything. And she's like, yeah, can you tell them to speak louder? All I hear is Emily snorting.
God.
And then, so then the waiter goes back to Emily and Derek, and he gives them their drinks, and then he actually tells them to speak up a bit. Like, that
I
waiter
love
does
it.
not give a fuck.
Yeah, he doesn't. He's like, I don't get paid enough for this
I
shit.
better get a tip for doing this shit.
Yeah. You know what? It's funny though. Like, you know how he starts dating blonde girls like Derek. You remember? Maybe it's because he saw her in the blonde wig today, and he's like, "Oh shit,
Oh,
May! Oh
yeah.
shit, May!"
Maybe. You know, maybe.
I'm calling the future here, guys. You're welcome.
And now, because Emily got a Sunday, now she can't stop talking. So
Oh god, yeah. Oh god.
she's like talking a mile a minute, and and Derek can't say one thing. She's acknowledging that it might be because she's nervous, and then she's like, "But I have nothing to be nervous about, because we're just like, this isn't a date. This is just us, like two French partners, you know." And then Derek seems to start feeling guilty here, since
Yeah.
he sees that this is a big deal for Emily. So he tells her that he only asked her out to bug Casey, which is a very stand-up thing to do. I mean, he shouldn't have done it in the first place.
Yeah. In case he's probably like, "Ha ha! I told you so."
But yeah. So that's nice that he told her. But because he
Yeah.
says that, like, oh, I only asked you out to bug Casey. Casey either hears or like sees him mouth her name.
Yeah.
And so she's like, oh, what did they say? Why did they say my name? What's going on? So she has to get closer.
I love it how she's like looking at her pocket mirror thing.
Yeah.
She's just like,
And so as she gets closer, she attracts Derek's attention, and Derek's like, she's right there.
yeah.
like the only reason why he didn't notice she was there to begin with is because she was farther away, I feel like. But like she barely moved a little bit closer, and he's all just like, she's there. That's her. Like, even though she has this disguise on and this, like, he saw within like a second, he was like, that's her. Derek knows his lady. Okay? So then Derek's like, oh, we have to prank Casey. Like, we have to mess with her. And so Emily is
Yes.
willing to do that because Casey's been like a pain in the ass. So
Yeah,
Derek moves
it lightly.
closer to where Emily is sitting. And then he's just like, Emily? She's like, yes, Derek.
I love how they like enunciate.
I know.
They're like, talk louder.
He's like, will you be my girl? Like, yes,
She's
Derek.
So
And then they
bad.
like move in to like kiss, and then Casey's like, no.
It's like the slow motion.
Yeah.
No.
And then they just like kind of look at her like, okay.
We caught you.
And then but they let Casey know that they knew she was there, and she's just like, oh, it's like, well, then you're not together, right? Like she was way too happy when she realized that they weren't actually going to be boyfriend and girlfriend.
Bitch is the bitch.
But yeah, so but then Casey's like, oh, you guys are not mad or anything, like, like, no. And then Derek gives her the bill. It's like, but you spy, you buy.
Yeah.
So that was
That's
probably
I
good for
like
Derek
that.
because he probably didn't even bring money.
He didn't ask Edwin. He was too busy gone at the dance, so he didn't have time.
Oh shit, yeah. So Casey's looking at the bill, and then Sam comes out of nowhere and plucks it out of her hand, and everything between them is fine now.
I'm like, God damn it, Sam, get out of here.
And then it shows Derek and Emily at the Venturi McDonald's door. And at first he was like, you want me to walk you home? Like, why didn't you just continue walking? Like, just walk her to her
Dumb.
damn, like, door or something. Like, it's literally right next door. And she's literally said that. She's like, I think I can make it next door.
I hate it.
So he tells her he enjoyed being her French partner and that maybe she can even be his first real girlfriend. And then he's like, well, friend that is a girl.
She had a heart attack.
Yeah.
She was like, oh my God.
It's a possibility.
It's my moment.
He goes to say goodnight, and he, gives her, who's going to give her a kiss on the cheek, but Emily just straight up grabs him and kisses him on the lips.
Yeah, she's thirsty.
um, and then so Emmy's like, sorry, I just wanted to do that for so long.
She thirsty.
I gotta admit that if they had done something with this, like right after, like if they spent the rest of season 2 kind of like building this up, and even like in season 3 building it up more, I wouldn't have minded if they ever got together.
Maybe, yeah.
But the fact that after this episode you really don't see much of anything else with them.
Mm-hmm.
And that's kind of why I hated it in the 4th season when they eventually do get together. Spoiler alert for people who might not have watched
haven't
it.
Seen it. It happens.
I won't tell you when in season 4, but in season 4 they do get together, and it's just really random. Like nothing even really leads up. Even in the episode itself where they get together, like barely anything leads up to them realizing these feelings for each other and then getting together. It was just like, really?
I mean, it's like every other TV show where you don't see anything, and then randomly it's like,
But like
hey,
some
we're
shows
together.
are really good at building it up. But this literally
They're
had
really
0.
building up Supercorp. Just saying, it's building up.
There's some shows really build it up well. This, I mean, it's obviously a kid show, but like some kid shows can really have a good build up. I mean, Phil the freaking Future. They spent like 2. Oh my god, that was like heart wrenching. Like it was just like you wanted them together so bad, and then right when they got together, right when they were getting together, he had to go back to the future.
Oh no, it was the blonde girl,
Yeah.
right? I knew it. I don't watch it, but I don't know anything. So
I love that show so much. But yeah. So anyway, like some shows are good at it, but I guess that wasn't a priority for them, and they were like, we gotta throw Derek onto someone.
Just get him on someone right now.
That was a terrible episode, but we'll go into that if we ever reach that episode in season 4. We got a long way to go.
Oh god. True though.
But yeah, I think if they had built off of this scene more, they wouldn't have been a bad couple. And now Edwin and Lizzie come home from the dance a little bit later. And Edwin apparently pulled a muscle trying to do a split.
Like, in what world did he think he could do the splits?
In Edwin's world.
Makes sense.
So Lizzie said she only got to dance to a slow song.
Maybe she was doing the hug thing. The neck hug.
So she didn't get a chance to show her moves.
Oh god.
So yeah, another really cringe worthy moment in this episode. So George puts on the music, and so her and George start dancing in the living room. Now it's like, it could be a little bit cute, but the cringiest part of this whole scene is not them dancing, but it's everyone around them being like, whoa, wow. Casey's like, Lizzie, you're awesome.
It's so bad. Like, Casey, you're a goddamn dancer. This is not dancing.
And then Edwin's all like, where'd you guys learn that? Like,
let's fix the light fixture. Fuck.
They're doing like the lawnmower and like the shopping cart. Like,
I hate it. Kill me.
But the fact that they're all like, oh my god, and they seem very genuine. Like, it's not something like,
I know.
Oh, let's be like, like nice and like, encouraging. Like, no, it literally looks like they're very impressed by everything they're seeing. And it's just so cringe.
I hate it.
So, yes. So that's the end of that episode.
Questions!
I really liked that episode. I thought that was a really good episode. I liked it.
I was impartial to it because there's so many cringe things.
Well, yes, but I still liked it. Because there was just a lot of stupid ass things, but it's funny. So, okay, so the first thing we have is someone saying like a Daisy living in the 90s instead of the 2000s AU. I
can only think of Frosted Tips.
Oh my god, Derek.
And it's horrific.
And what?
It's horrific.
I could see maybe
I think of
maybe
like
it depends on how early or late in the 90s. I guess we would go like 10 years earlier.
are we thinking like
New Kids on the Block. Casey would probably be like obsessed with them.
she'd be obsessed with NSYNC and everything?
So, well, I think they were later in the 90s.
Oh no, they were still
They like started like in the
uh,
mid 90s, but they didn't really get like big until like the late 90s, early 2000s.
I
Like when this
guess,
show
but I'm just
started,
saying.
they were out. They were just like left the scene.
Yeah.
But if we're doing like 10 years earlier in the 90s, it would have been like 95, and I don't think they really did anything yet. So,
You're right, but like I'm just saying if this took place in the 90s,
um,
they would love she would love
yeah, because like it would be
um
different if this took place in the 2010s, because then there would be
maybe.
bigger differences. Because I mean, they definitely wouldn't have had any cell phones in the 90s.
Oh, you're right. No, they would have to do. They would literally have to
They had
like
baggier
go to
jeans.
someone's house. They'd have to have like I need to go talk to this person, but someone's on the phone. I got to
But yeah,
go to
they
their
wouldn't have
house.
internet. So
Yeah.
Derek probably wouldn't even have like a computer in his room.
Well, they had internet. It was just very bad. Let me go.
No, like
The evil dial-up summoning
we
sound.
had one computer in our whole house,
Us
and
too. I played a lot of Neopets.
especially in 1995 though, like no, there was nothing on the internet for like kids. So I couldn't even
No, there
see like
wasn't.
Derek even using that. Um,
They were using that AOL Messenger.
because I don't even know if that stuff was existed yet in like 1995. That's where my
Do you
head is.
think? Do you think that Derek would have been in the grunge scene?
I don't know. But I was just saying, like, isn't it the 90s where they had those really big baggy jeans?
Yes.
Could you imagine Derek wearing?
Yes.
He wears
Okay,
kind of
so
baggy
it came.
jeans anyway,
Oh
but
God. So it came out in '97. AOL Messenger.
yeah, so it wouldn't have came out yet.
I'm shook. It was 21 years ago. Can you wrap your mind around that?
Ew. I don't want to
Right?
wrap
We're
my head
old.
around.
We're old. Um. It's so difficult to say.
Yeah, I
Like, I
mean,
can't.
besides like,
I'm thinking literally like Boy Meets World right now.
that'd be
Like,
good.
I'm sitting envisioning is Boy Meets World, but life with Derek. Because that takes place in the 90s. It
Yeah,
like came out in 93, I think. Yeah, 93 because it was like 10 years
yeah.
and it finished in 2003. So yeah, so that's all I'm seeing is Derek would 100% be
Oh
Sean.
my
The
god!
hair.
Oh my god! Oh my god! Yes, could you imagine him with that like parted hair?
Oh God, the horrible hair.
Oh my god!
I would
Oh
hope
my
he'd
god!
have better hair.
And and um and Casey is Topanga.
Topanga. It's true. It's true.
Topanga.
And you know what? Edwin would have been Corey with the thing of like his hair, like a what is
That
he?
makes a weird comparison that
Velcro.
Edwin and Casey would end up
No, we're
together.
not gonna go with that. I'm going with how he acts because he's like a bristle or whatever. He's like hates his hair and everyone made fun of his
Yeah.
hair. He thought. So I think Edwin would be like that.
Potato. I'm a potato. I was watching stuff about that.
I'm
Yeah.
the pants.
I love Boy Meets World so much.
I'm gonna watch that again. Just saying.
Yeah, I've watched those episodes like 100 million times. Like I
I
love
love
that
it.
show so much. It's my favorite show.
Next podcast we're doing Boy Meets World podcast.
Um,
uh,
but yeah, so yeah, I don't really know.
question 2.
Questions to the people listening. What other things do you think would happen if Life with Derek took place in the 90s?
The 90s.
That's all I can think of.
True. All right, question 2.
Maybe the two of you should try to create a Daisy playlist, preferably with 2000 songs, lots of love.
See, after I read that, I couldn't stop thinking Mad Love. Mad
I
Love.
would have to listen to a bunch of 2000 songs. Like I am
mean,
so
that's
bad
what I
at
listen
dating
to.
songs.
That's all I listen to. Like, give me that bye, bye, bye.
Well, yes. I know,
And
it's
that's Smash
thinking
Mouth.
like, oh god, but it has to go with Daisy.
Do you know what? I think Casey would be like listening to like I'm like a bird.
Oh my god, yes, she would.
I gotta fly away.
I'm like a bird, I wanna fly
Bird,
away.
fly away.
Oh man,
Oh my god. I'm
yes.
shook.
So, we'll maybe work on that. I don't know.
Maybe.
Um,
Oh
if we
man,
do,
I
I'll
love the
share it.
2000s.
And then
Question
someone
3.
on, I remember someone somewhere was saying how like they really liked the couple recommendations we gave out in concern.
So they want like
They want
they
more.
want us to
They want like a full podcast.
like a full like episode of us talking about stories and
Yeah.
recommendations. Like I would do
hmm
that, but like
But it would
it'd
have
probably
to
be a
take
lot of the same
time.
one.
Well, we'd have to take time to actually like find some of the ones that we really like.
Also, I still need more time for my TED Talk.
Yes. But yeah, I mean,
Were there any moments you think
in
in this
here,
episode?
she's neurotic.
That doesn't make her a serial killer.
I don't know. I think she was.
Maybe she's practicing her stalking that needs to
Oh my
like
god, yeah.
improve a lot more.
Yes. Have you haven't watched You on Netflix, have you?
I haven't, no.
Oh my god. That guy, he's like a sociopath basically. And
Oh, I love it.
so he finds this girl comes into his because he works at the bookstore. She comes in looking for like a book recommendation and like he like instantly falls in love with her. And he's like, "Oh, I have to be
Mhm.
her boyfriend." So he like stalks her like for the longest time and he like, gets all this information on her so that like when he does meet her again, like by chance, not um
Mm.
that like they instantly like just like are they click because he knows basically everything about her. So yeah, so like yeah, this could be Casey revving up to that.
I love it.
There you go. She's stalking.
I'm gonna mark that in my thing right now. Open text edit.
But yeah, I mean, with the fan fictions, I'll try to read more Daisy fan fictions. I haven't read them in so long, and I forget some of them. But people are starting to take down their stories too.
Are they?
Yeah, there's a couple people like I think the one with the fire. Do you remember that? There was one with the.
Oh yeah.
There was one like that someone took it down. Like I don't understand why people do that. Like I understand if you hate your writing, but
That's the one she goes to live with Derek, right?
yeah,
After the fire, and she has like the bad burn.
I think that's the one. There was a couple that I remember like seeing like, oh, I really like that one, and like someone took it down,
Oh yeah.
and I was just like, oh, really? Like I took down my one story, but it was unfinished, and I was never going to finish it. Of another
I
fandom.
never posted mine. It's okay.
The only reason why I didn't know, the only reason why I did that was because I didn't want to keep people's hopes up that I was going to update it because I wasn't.
Jafeel.
um, so especially after all these years, I'm like, I'm not going to update it. So so yeah, but like if it's already finished and everything, like why?
It's
Do
true.
I like any of the stories I've written since like 2010? No. But I still get
But I keep it.
But I keep it there because I still get emails from people like favoriting it and everything, and I'm like,
Same.
seriously, what the hell are you people like reading Hannah Montana for?
It's true.
Like some of my
I
old
love it.
fandom stuff, and I'm just like, why? Why are you people reading this? Like, one, it sucks, like really, really sucks, and two, like it's just so old. Like, why are you reading this like 10 years after it ended?
Oh god.
Though I guess we all still care about Daisy.
God. It's true. But I think we should end it on this because it's going long.
Yes, it is. Okay. Yeah. Well, it is the first one back, so.
Yeah, true.
All right. So, next episode. What's that, Vanessa?
I don't know, but maybe it'll be something different. Who knows? It's a surprise. Let's go with that.
Well, no, we gotta know what the next episode is.
It's a surprise.
No, it's not gonna be a surprise when we do it in order.
I mean, are we gonna do another episode one, or are we doing something else? That's what I mean. It's a
Oh, no, it
surprise.
was gonna be another episode.
Well, look, she ruined the surprise, guys.
Well, if it is the next episode, it's production. It's middle manic. So that's next time. See you then,
Goodbye.
or whatever.
Goodbye.
Bye bye.